You've seen the headlines, right? Palm Bay real estate is getting crushed. There are for sale signs everywhere and people are saying that the party's over. It's been complete chaos. Everyone is running for cover thinking they missed it. But what if I told you that they're all wrong? What if all this panic is creating the single biggest investment opportunity of 2026? What if this is just a passing storm? Today, I'm going to show you why Palm Bay's insane local economy and unstoppable population growth are creating a massive opportunity. We are going to be breaking down the 3 secrets you absolutely need to know to make a genius decision. Real quick, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here in the Brevard County area, feel free to reach out because the link to book a call is in the description below. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida the right way. All right, let's get straight to it. These are the numbers that are making everyone panic. You can't ignore that the market has massively shifted from the frenzy of the last few years. The latest data from early 2026 shows a definite cool down. The median sales price is sitting around $320,000. That's a 3% drop from last year. More importantly, it's down 10% to 12% from the absolute peak we saw back in mid-2022. So yes, prices are down right now. But look at this. The number of homes has exploded. Some reports show listings have jumped by an insane 73% in just 1 year. This flood of houses means buyers finally have choices, and it's changing everything. We're seeing homes take between 78 to 89 days to sell, which is a huge change from the crazy bidding wars we all remember. The data even shows that the average home is only getting 1 offer, and a third of all sellers are being forced to cut their prices just to get a deal. This is without a doubt a buyer's market for sure. For the first time in 5 years, the power has completely shifted away from sellers. When you add in the fact that the whole country is struggling with affordability and also high interest, you can see why the headlines are predicting doom for Palm Bay. Some people even think prices could drop even more, but this is the most important part. What we are seeing is a market correction, not a market crash. A crash is game over. A correction is like a sprinter who went too fast, slowing down to a jog to catch their breath before the next leg of a marathon. It's the market returning to normal. If you were trying to make a quick flip, this hurts. But for long-term investors who sees the difference between the hype and the fundamentals, this is where the opportunity begins. This dip is the exact entry point we've been waiting for. A chance to buy into a place with unbelievable long-term potential at a price that isn't ridiculously overhyped. And if you're ready to make a move and want an expert to guide you through this market, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest anywhere in Brevard County, listen, I've got you. There's a link in the description below where you can book a one-on-one call with yours truly. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida the right way. Now, let's get into why this potential is so incredibly strong. Okay, forget all the scary stuff for a second. Let's look at the overall big picture. This is pillar number 1, insane relentless growth. This isn't just about houses. It's about people and jobs. First, the people. Palm Bay is a magnet. The city's population is exploding, now at 152,000 residents with a growth rate of 3.7% every single year. And this isn't new. The entire Palm Bay, Melbourne area has been growing way faster than the rest of the country for a decade. People are literally packing up and moving here from expensive states like New York, New Jersey, and California for the Florida lifestyle, no state income tax, and you guessed it, cheaper houses. But the real question is, where do they work? Here's the big secret. If the new residents are a giant train, the job market is the locomotive pulling it all in. This is what makes Palm Bay different. The growth is fueled by high-paying, future-proof jobs. Palm Bay is the heart of Florida's Space Coast, a worldwide hub of aerospace, defense, and high-tech industries. Just think about the names here. NASA is the OG, but the private companies are lighting the fuse on job growth. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, L3 Harris, and Northrop Grumman aren't just here. They're expanding like crazy. After a record number of rocket launches in 2025, they're only going faster. Lockheed Martin is building a new $140 million facility, and Blue Origin has doubled its footprint. And these are not minimum wage jobs. These are 6-figure careers in engineering and tech that creates a rock-solid economy for the whole area. This is a crazy mix of population growth, a booming job market, and affordability is getting noticed. And get this, Wallet Hub literally named Palm Bay the #1 city in the entire country for first-time home buyers in the 2025 report. This wasn't a fluke. They looked at everything: affordability, the number of homes for sale, and one of the highest price appreciation rates in the country. So, while today's market feels soft, the real engine of demand which is a tidal wave of people moving for amazing jobs, is stronger than ever. This creates a massive opportunity that a smart investor can use to their advantage. Okay, so we have insane demand from all the people and the jobs. But this leads to the second big worry. All the new houses being built, you hear about a flood of construction, and you think that's bad, right? Guess what? It's not. What if the supply wave isn't the problem? What if it's the actual key to this entire opportunity? This is pillar 2, and this is where it gets crazy. You won't believe this. There are over 9,200 housing units already approved or being built right now, and there could even be 30,000 more in the pipeline. You heard it, 30,000 more. For a city with around 55,000 homes total, that scale is massive. If even half of those get built, the city's housing stock could jump by almost 30%. You can see new construction breaking ground everywhere, especially west of I-95. You have giant communities like Sunterra Lakes and Ashton Park. You have luxury apartments like the 318-unit Port Malabar and built-to-rent communities like the Havens at Palm Bay. And Lennar, one of the biggest builders in the country, is making a huge bet with projects like Emerald Lakes, which will add over 3,700 homes all by itself. Now, this would scare most people, but not us. Think of this. We're building a giant stadium because we know hundreds of thousands of fans. The new employees at SpaceX and L3 Harris are already on their way. This new supply is just getting the city ready for the explosion of people. And this is what's creating this buyer's market, giving us leverage and pulling prices down from the crazy peaks. And this, my friends, is how we buy the dip. Long term, this supply isn't a threat. It's the solution. A city growing at 3.7% a year needs more housing. Without it, prices would just launch to the moon, killing the very growth that makes Palm Bay so awesome. This new supply is the infrastructure needed to handle that unstoppable wave of people. And remember how builders work. They're like a faucet. They don't just leave the water on and flood the market. They build in phases and only release homes as fast as people can buy them. And this creates a controlled, steady growth path. This creates a crystal clear window of opportunity. The current soft market lets you buy at a discount, right before the full force of all the new employees arriving to fill up these new houses. This supply shock isn't a red flag. It's a massive green light, exposing a rare chance to get in before everyone else does. If you want to make a ton of money with this info, I provided a link in the description below to book a call with yours truly. We can talk about numbers so you can plug it in on your own and see what a deal actually looks like for you. And when you're ready to put a plan to action, my team and I are here to help you buy, sell, or invest here in the Brevard County area. So treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Invest in Florida the right way. Now we have the demand, we have the opportunity. Now it's time to make some money. This is pillar 3, how you can actually do this. Let's talk dollars and cents. The most powerful number is this: affordability. Even after prices went crazy, Palm Bay is still cheap compared to the rest of the country, and especially other Florida cities. With a median sales price at around $320,000, is way more affordable than the US median, which is over $400,000. This affordability is what makes it all work, especially for the people moving here for jobs and buying their first home. Just like that Wallet Hub study said. So how do you get in on this? I can't let you leave without giving you some strategies. Better yet, I'll give you 3 strategies right now. Strategy number 1, the classic long-term rental. This is the easiest way. You buy a single family home to rent out for a monthly income and long-term growth. In today's market, you can find awesome starter homes, new and old, with ranges of about $300,000 to $375,000. As the market soaks up all the new supply, rental demand from the growing workforce is only going to skyrocket. Projections show a good rental home could bring in $1,800 to over $2,300 a month. You buying that 2026 dip, locking in that lower price, then the population keeps climbing over to the next 10 years. You'll be sitting on steady cash flow and insane appreciation. Strategy number 2, follow the big money, the build to rent model. Now you probably aren't gonna build a whole community yourself, but you should watch where the billionaires are placing their bets. The fact that huge companies are building entire communities just to rent them out, like the Havens at Palm Bay, that's a huge flashing sign. It's like seeing the smartest, richest racing teams all taking the same line on the track. You follow that line, this proves the rental strategy actually works. It tells you that there's a massive pool of tenants that the big money is fighting for right now. It gives you the confidence to buy your own rental, knowing you're drafting behind a multi-billion-dollar trend. And strategy number 3, the relocation play. This is for anyone thinking of moving here. Maybe for some of the reasons that I mentioned before. If you buy your own home in 2026, you're winning twice: a great lifestyle and a smart investment. You get to live near the beach in an amazing growing community while building a ton of equity at the same time. All the huge infrastructure upgrades like widening the St. John's Heritage Parkway are making the newer parts of Palm Bay even better. Buying your own home now means you get in before all the new shopping centers and restaurants are built. All things that will make your property worth so much more. I mean, look, an investor buys a home during the 2026 dip for around the median price of $320,000. After the market recovers, they rent it for $1,900 a month. With the long-term appreciation for all economic growth, they're set up for an incredible return. The numbers are absolutely insane. Okay, to be fair, I have to tell you what could go wrong. It would be crazy to only show you the good stuff. So what's the bear case? There are two main risks we have to watch for. Risk number one, the oversupply overhang. My case, the bull case, sees all the new housing as a great thing for long term. The bear case worries about timing. What if thousands of new apartments all hit the market on the same day? If that happens while demand takes a dip, you could have a real glut. It probably wouldn't cause a crash, but it could lead to a long, boring period of flat prices and rents, stretching this dip out for years and testing your patience. And risk number two, a national slowdown. Palm Bay's economy is a beast, but it's not on its own island. Now, it's a strong ship, but it's not totally immune to a Category 5 hurricane. A major national recession would be that hurricane. While aerospace and defense jobs are safer than most, they aren't totally immune to budget cuts or a huge downturn. If the national economy got really bad, that migration to Florida could slow down, and even the Space Coast job market could take a hit. This could hurt demand, making it harder to absorb all the new housing and delaying the huge appreciation we're counting on. But you have to weigh these risks against the fundamentals. The counter argument is that giant home builders are masters at managing their inventory to prevent a real collapse. More importantly, the mega trends driving this growth, the move to the Sun Belt, the Florida lifestyle, and the importance of the space industry are powerful forces that will push through normal economic cycles. The risks are real, but they seem short-term, while the growth is long-term and structural. So, what's the final answer? Is Palm Bay real estate a good investment in 2026? The answer is yes, 1,000 times yes. But only if you're the right kind of investor. If you want to flip a house in a month, this is not for you. The headlines are right. The market is soft right now. Inventory is high today, and it's working through a ton of new supply. This is a correction. But for a patient investor, with a 5 to 10 year timeline, this correction is a simple gift. It's like I'm handing you a winning lottery ticket, but you can't cash it for a few years. Buying now is like finding a winter coat on a clearance rack in July. Most people aren't even thinking about it, but you know in 6 months, you'll be so glad you bought it at a discount. Listen, you have a once in a lifetime chance to buy into one of the fastest growing places in America, at a discount at that. The job market is exploding, people are flooding in, and you get in before prices go to the moon. All the new construction that's making people nervous, that's the very thing that will allow this area to grow for the next decade. While everyone else is panicking over today's headlines, we're all looking at the data and seeing that the biggest opportunity of our generation is taking shape. We understand that the fear and uncertainty of today are creating the most amazing entry point we've seen in years. The real money in the next decade will be made by those who have the vision to see past the short-term noise and invest in an unstoppable long-term story. If you want to be one of those people and you're serious about buying, selling, or investing in Brevard County, the next step is to book a call with me. Click the link in the description below. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Move to Florida or invest in Florida the right way. But I got a question. What do you think? Am I crazy, or is this the biggest opportunity ever? Comment below right now. I will read and reply to as many as I can. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.